I'ma start this video out being very honest. Do y'all notice that nobody really talks about the Celtics when they're hooping? Like, I know I can't be the only one that feels this way, and I'm not even a Celtics fan, so I couldn't really care less, but yeah, I don't know. It seems like they get most of their publicity on First Take and stuff when they're losing. Like, when Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and the Celtics are playing bad, you're going to know. Slander from mass media just goes crazy. And in a way, it's kind of funny because, like I said, I'm not a Celtics fan. But at the same time, at some point, you've got to give credit where it's due. And in this video, I'm going to do just that. At the time of this recording, the Celtics are on a 7-game win streak, including wins versus the Heat, Nuggets, and Nets. And yeah, just last month, that man Tatum dropped a 50-piece. So yeah, in this video, I'm going to talk about some of their recent success and how Tatum and Brown are low-key exposing the narrative that they quote-unquote can't win together. Because that's one thing Kendrick Perkins has said several times. So yeah, but really quick before I go any further, man. What's up YouTube? Plug Speaks back with a vid. If you're new, first of all, welcome. Go ahead and sub. Also like the vid if you enjoy. I upload 2 to 3 times a week and we're grinding for 5K, so I'd for sure appreciate it. But back to the vid though. Now, if there is one thing even Celtics fans can admit, it's the fact that their team was heavily underachieving to start the season. Like, bro, they went 4-6 in the first 10 games of the season. And like I was saying, the media loves talking about this team when they suck. So you can't really be surprised when you're losing and suddenly the media, fans, and pretty much everyone starts pushing the idea that, oh, they should trade this guy or fire this coach, or even start claiming that certain players are overrated. Those are just all the things that come with playing on an underperforming team. And then on top of the fact that the team was playing bad, you know, it doesn't help that the Celtics golden boy, Jayson Tatum, began the year with one of the worst shooting slumps he's had ever since he first became an All-Star. His shooting was just so off to begin the year. I mean, maybe it was the muscle they say he gained over the offseason, looking like he might have tried some pills. Maybe it's the fact that the NBA switched over to the Wilson ball this year. Really, who knows? But he was just struggling to shoot the ball with any type of consistency. Now, I'm not gonna dwell on it too much because this video isn't about that, but long story short, he was playing poorly. But now that the Celtics are making an impressive turnaround, that man Jayson Tatum is the one leading the way. Over the course of the last 2 months, he's averaged about 27 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists on quality efficiency. And yeah, he's just begun to once again look a lot more like the guy that could potentially be an MVP one day. I mean, there's a reason why so many people gravitate towards his playstyle and the way he gets buckets. He's a smooth scorer, very similar to PG. And the fact that he's only 23, about to turn 24, makes you realize how good he could really be. We're talking about someone that's still, let's say, 3 to 4 years before really being in their prime. That's tough. But anyway, let me get into the infamous agenda that Kendrick Perkins has been pushing over the last couple months, which is basically just him expressing that Tatum and Brown must split. Like, he just feels as though this duo will not work out long term and that the Celtics need to split them up if they want to see any type of change as far as playoff success. Just listen to some of these clips.
So you mentioned it. You think it's time to blow up the Jays. Why?
It is because they look. People could say what they want, and people and the Jays could come out and say, no, I don't have a problem with Jayson Tatum. Could say, I don't have a problem with Jaylen Brown, or Jaylen Brown could say, I don't have a problem with Jayson Tatum. But it's in their body language. Like when Jayson Tatum hit that big bucket down the stretch, go back and look on film and watch Jaylen Brown and how his body language was walking out of the corner. This is something that they go through every single time. It's not a lot of high-fiving. It's not a lot of chest bumping. When one is having success, the other one is not. And that's how it is. So as bad as we all would like to see it work, they can't coexist.
So yeah, Perkins has repeatedly let his opinion be known on how this duo has no real chance at working long term. He said it on TV, as y'all heard. He's probably talked about it in the circles. But he's even talked about it on Twitter and gotten a response from Jayson Tatum. I mean, this tweet I'm gonna put up on the screen is the definition of unnecessary. The definition of waking up and choosing violence. Like, why would you say this? Especially considering the fact that, you know, Tatum is a Celtics franchise player. And yeah, Tatum responded to this. You see, the beauty and low-key curse of today's young stars in the NBA and social media is the fact that they're damn near just like us. I mean, if you ignore the fact that NBA players are literally the best players on the planet for a second, they're just like any other person when it comes to being active on social media. And yeah, you can tell that Tatum was annoyed when he seen this tweet. And he kept his response simple, basically saying that you don't gotta drag down a whole nother player or man just to uplift another. Which, you know, is common sense, but when it comes to pushing an invalid agenda, you gotta ignore some things, such as common sense, and that's exactly what KP did when he said what he said and tweeted this out. But anyway, for the sake of conversation, let's really consider the popular narrative that the Jays can't play together long term. A lot of people say this simply because they play pretty much the exact same game. I mean, that's true. Pretty much the same position, and they both sort of require the ball to get stuff done. I mean, they're both ball dominant, that's true. And there is evidence that their playoff success has been limited in the past couple years. However, by that logic, shouldn't the Bulls be struggling to make DeRozan and Levine work together? I mean, they have very similar styles of play. Both of them have had limited playoff success, and they're both ball dominant. So yeah, the Chicago Bulls are literally a team that's just, you know, well put together, centered around two shooting guards / wing players. And as most of us probably know, they're currently one of the best teams in the NBA. They're second in the Eastern Conference. So yeah, man, the logic behind the argument that Tatum and Brown can't work together long term just doesn't make much sense to me. But maybe I'm oversimplifying it. Maybe the situation is deeper than that. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. But anyway, I don't want to make this video too long. I'm going to just highlight Jaylen Brown really quick because really, I just think that man is underrated. So yeah, when it comes to Jaylen Brown, we're talking about a player who's ascended far beyond what people thought he would. I mean, his first couple years in the league, it seemed like people felt he was a solid two-way player, you know, a quality starter and stuff like that. But over the past 2 seasons, he's shown plenty of evidence that he can also be a very, very good scorer. He literally began the season by dropping 46 in Madison Square Garden, the mecca of hoops, and he dropped a 50-piece just last month. So yeah, maybe I'm bugging, but I feel like he should be mentioned in elite discussions more so than he is. He just got snubbed from the All-Star team. So yeah, but that's pretty much it for this video. Shout out to the Celtics for hooping lately. I hope this video ages well, or else I'm gonna look dumb. But I appreciate y'all watching as always. Make sure to like the sub, share it, sub if new, all of that, and I'm out.